With investing, there's a lot of information out there and available to you, but the quality of that information is what you really need to pay attention to. Take an example from the study done by Paul Slovic in 1974, in which he analyzed bettors on horse races. He got together in his lab 10 professional bettors on horse races, or their horse handicappers. So he got these 10 individuals together and he said, okay, we're going to have a study. And there's going to be 4 rounds to the study. In the first round, you all are going to try and predict the winners of races that have already happened, but I've taken away the names. So, of course, if you knew the race and knew the names, you'd have an advantage. So, what Paul did was he took the names away and he said to the professional bettors, I will give you any 5 pieces of information you want to help you determine the outcome of this race. Except, of course, the outcome. He didn't give them the last place or any of the results. So, okay. So, as a professional bettor, he said, okay, these are my 5 key pieces of information that I like to look at. They did that, and they did pretty well. Versus chance, if it was purely up to chance, and the bettors were betting on the races, there were 10 horses in the race, you would expect to get the race correct about 10% of the time. And they doubled this. They got roughly about 20% of the races correct. So they doubled their chances of winning by having these 5 pieces of information, which is really good. What he also asked was how confident they were in their decision. And on average in the group, the confidence, again, was about 20%. They were about 20% confident that based on the information they had, they guessed the race correctly. And they had multiple rounds of this. In the second round, Paul said, okay, well, now I'll give you any 10 pieces of information you want. Did it again, 20. And finally, he concluded with giving them access to 40 pieces of information. What happened is that the success rate didn't change. It remained at 20%, even with all of this extra information, 35 pieces of extra information. But the confidence level went up to 30%. So you're about 50% more confident, or the professional bettors were, that they got the right answer because they had so much more information. What the study was trying to uncover was how humans are a little bit flawed in that we can't take a whole bunch of variables and very effectively see how they interplay with each other. When you get above a certain number, your brain has a capacity limit such that you really can't make sense of, well, if this changes, that might affect the outcome, but it may also affect another variable that you're looking at. And humans aren't very good at that. So if we just focus on a few key things, it frees us up to focus on other things that are important. So in the investing world, you have a ton of information available to you at all hours of the day, whether it be on the TV or the newspaper. You can read company filings, consumer confidence reports, any number of things. But you really always have to step back and evaluate, is this piece of information really helping me reach whatever my goal is for my investments? It may be great that you read the quarterly report for General Electric, but is that going to affect your portfolio? I don't know. And you can decide what metrics are important for you. But when you have those key things that you look at and you're able to quickly identify what's important and what might affect your portfolio and how that affects your goals, it'll free you up to focus on other aspects of your life and use your time in a way that helps you reach other goals.